That's okay. Just hold your breath while I quickly insert something sharp into you, don't stress. So today, myself and my business partner, Nicola, are here at the Ivy Bar at the Bluebird Shopping Centre. And I wanted to make this video because with all the madness going on right now, with the pandemic and COVID, I wanted to share a personal experience with all of you that really made a difference to me. So about 2 months ago, I ended up getting COVID. And although I didn't have terrible symptoms during, one of the things I struggled with quite a bit was pretty much from about 10 days onward, where I had this really bad brain fog. It was very frustrating for me because I would wake up and feel almost hungover and operating at like 60 or 70%. Anyways, a few weeks before I got COVID, I had read an article about getting an IV drip or a vitamin drip, and I had given this information to a friend of mine who was equally struggling with the same thing. And when she came to the IV bar, or should I say after she was done, she came back to me and said, "Geez, this really made the biggest difference." So fast forward to the time I've got COVID, I thought I'd take my own advice. I landed up at the IV bar in Bryanston, and wouldn't you know, this made the biggest difference to me. And I wanted to share this information with you because obviously, as you can imagine, the numbers are skyrocketing through the roof, in Gauteng especially. And I just know that so many people are struggling with so many different things, but one of the things within our control when it comes to COVID is how we look after ourselves. And it's today that I find myself back with Nicola at the Ivy Bar, and I just wanted to show you around in case any of you are struggling with the same kind of thing. Little Nunu vein there. That's okay. Just hold your breath while I quickly insert something sharp into you, don't stress.
So this is your first vitamin.
Awesome. Okay, so as you can see, myself and good old Nicola are firmly in the seat with a needle in our arms and taking the IV drip in. So what I wanted to do is I asked the owner of the IV bar, the entire concept, Kerry, to join us today because I kind of wanted to show it off. Now again, my modus operandi for doing this is it just was so helpful to me when I got COVID, and I knew at that time I would do anything to get rid of the brain fog. And I think anything that makes you a better version of yourself is worth documenting. And that's it. I'm going to ask Kerry a bunch of questions, and over to her.
Hi, I'm Kerry Rudolph. I'm the owner of the Ivy Bar Group. This is just a little bit of a behind the scenes. We're going to see some people dripping and a bit of a behind the scenes of how our Ivy Bar works and what the business is all about and what IV vitamin therapy is all about. So the Ivy Bar came about 3.5 years ago. Funny enough, the idea of IV vitamin therapy started in the 1960s. We go way back then, and that's with Dr. John Myers, and that's what people know as the Myers cocktail. So traditionally it was more for hospitals, and only in about the last 10-15 years has it become a lot more mainstream for people. Started out as the star for the stars, Rihanna and Madonna and Beyonce in the States specifically, and then really became for everybody. So I used to drip with my doctor a few years ago, and I loved the way it made me feel. The energy levels, the immune boosting was fantastic, but I hated the experience of it. So it would take about a week to get an appointment. You'd go in the back of a doctor's room. The nurses were always quite old and would struggle to find your veins, and the whole process would take about 2 hours. So I wanted to create an idea where the benefits would match the experience. So for me, it was all about creating a lounge environment. I've always had this obsession with Starbucks. I love the energy that it creates. So for me, I wanted to create a lounge environment where you have a Starbucks meets slow lounge, where people can just pop in without an appointment. They can sit back, they can work at the same time, they can meet a friend for coffee, they can have a cappuccino, they can have a massage at the same time while getting their vitamin fix. So the process of IV vitamin therapy is exactly what it says. IV is intravenous. It's a matter of putting vitamins and minerals directly into your vein, and that's what gives you 100% absorption. So we are living in crazy times. This pandemic is just beyond at the moment. Numbers are soaring, as we know. And unfortunately, fortunately, one of the only things that does help actually is vitamins. Unfortunately, when you take vitamins orally, it only gives you about a 20 to 30% absorption. And some people can't even absorb them depending if they've got gut issues. Even those vitamin B shots that you take only gives you about a 60% absorption. It goes into your muscle first and then into the rest of the body. So this is the only process, IV, that gives you 100% absorption. You can also have a much higher dose than you can orally. Your body can tolerate much more without any side effects, which is beautiful. So why it's so important now with COVID is that people are really struggling and not much medication helps. So this is the type of thing most doctors are saying to you: go get vitamin B, B12, go and get zinc, go and get magnesium, go and get high dose vitamin C is what works beautifully. Vitamin D3 also works great. Unfortunately, you can't give vitamin D intravenously, it doesn't mix well, but the rest are done intravenously. And why it helps beautifully is because a lot of the symptoms with COVID is the exhaustion, that absolute fatigue that people say that they have it for months. We call it LOCO, it's this long COVID, that people are experiencing this for months and months afterwards. So the B12 and the B complex is what's going to help with your energy levels and with your mood. There's a lot of people are depressed, they're anxious around this. So it helps with the stress, it helps with the anxiety, and it helps lift the mood as well. It's your happy vitamins. The magnesium is going to help with the headaches and the nausea that people are experiencing with COVID, as well as any inflammation. And then it's also going to help you sleep nicely, because there's the anxiety around this that people, they really express that they've got a lot of insomnia. Then you've got your high dose vitamin C. That's your body's natural anti-inflammatory, your natural antiviral, and your antibacterial. So that helps kick everything out. And we can do a really nice high dose of vitamin C that helps. And then glutathione. Glutathione is brilliant for the body, for your mental clarity. A lot of people explain, they kind of express that they've got this brain fog that's associated with your COVID. The glutathione helps with that mental clarity, and it also detoxes the body and helps kick out anything that's there. So this really has kind of transformed from a lifestyle environment where people will come for their drips, purely about lifestyle. Now it really is helping COVID clients, COVID patients recover beautifully. Safety is of utmost importance at the Ivy Bar. It's not even a question. Even though we've got a beautiful lounge environment, which is a tranquil environment, we take the safety and the medical side of it very, very seriously. So we've only got registered nurses that will do the dripping, and they are nurses that are very well experienced in terms of ICU and in terms of actually dripping. So you're going to find their veins, which is great. We have medically approved drips. We use Fagron, which is one of the top compounding pharmacies in the world. And they have a compounding facility here in Johannesburg and one in Cape Town. They do all our compounds for us, which are the perfect dose for everybody concerned. Everything is completely sterile. We are transparent about everything that we put into the drips to make sure that people know exactly what they're getting into their body. That's hugely important. We will push the drips right inside, right in front of people, so they can see exactly what's going in. People can obviously take pictures. They know exactly what it is that's going to be in those drips, which is really important, that transparency. So IV vitamin therapy's got this reputation that it's really expensive and that it's only for your stars or your celebs. It's not true. So at the Ivy Bar, we've kept the pricing very low, specifically so that we can help as many people as we can. So your entry-level drip is your trace elements. That's 175 Rand. We've got a glutamine drip, which is 250, and we've got an immune boost drip, which is 685. So it really is manageable. You try and do a drip on a monthly basis as a preventative or a reparative, and 685 is a hell of a lot cheaper than going to the doctor, paying consultation fees, and getting antibiotics. So there really is, obviously, if you're really sick and you need that, it's an absolute essential. But it really is manageable for most people to look after their health and wellness now. It's essential. So the thought I want to leave you with is how helpful IV vitamin therapy can be. It really is a way of life for most people, but with COVID, things have changed. It's not just about preventative healthcare, it's actually about reparative healthcare. So we have 12 Ivy bars at the moment throughout Johannesburg, Pretoria, we have one in Cape Town, and we have one in Nelspruit as well, and the group is growing. So we are pretty close to wherever you are that you can either pop into one of our IV bars, you can book online. The website is theivbar.co.za. You can book online or you can just pop in. We also do have a mobile service, so for those clients that are either isolating or they don't want to leave home, they're a little bit nervous, they can get a nurse to come to their house. And we've actually just brought on a team as well now that can assist COVID people. So people that are COVID positive, that are sitting at home with these really horrible symptoms and feeling crappy, we can send somebody to a house that is really going to make you feel better. Energy levels will be increased, your immune levels will be strengthened, mental clarity, which is absolutely beautiful, so you can get back to work, and just overall rehydrate you and make you feel better when you've got COVID. So yeah, give us a shout, we can really help.
So that's really a wrap from us. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes view and I guess document this. You know, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've been on this big health optimization journey and I love to experiment. And I have to say, instead of hearing what other people have to say about these types of things, my nature is to come in and try these things for myself. I can honestly say there's a real positive impact when I visit a place like the IV Bar, and I just wanted to showcase that to other people in hopes, regardless of whether it's COVID or not, this is something that I think people need to at least consider and try for themselves. So that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.